regional final where number 2 Doug Poland went after 3 high buck titles. Poland got a surprise challenge from number 9 Ron Eworth in Suzuki's GSX R 1100 race. He's got Ohio and Dan Shivington in hot pursuit. Last lap, Eworth 100 yards from the upset, runs wide. Shivington zaps him. Rocket Ron tries to recover and salvage second. Poland shoots inside as well. It was a tremendous finish in the richest clubman race of the year. And while Shivington copped that prize, the rest of the weekend looked very much like this.
Then the big guns come out in force for the GSX R 1100 final. According to Motorcyclist magazine, these GSX R 1100s are the quickest production machines money can buy, putting out incredible horsepower and weighing just under 500 pounds full of gas and oil. Poland has the pole again by virtue of his dominant heat race win. But Dan Shivington's eyes tell us Poland will have a real race in his hands as we flash back to the first 1100 heat race, which Shivington won. Lined up near Shivington and Poland are Scott Gray, number 23, Chris Stewart, 27, and Scott Cantrell, number 35. The wickedly fast Ron Eworth, number 9, sits a row back with Joey Osowski and Bart Peterson rounding out the top 8. These are the country's best club racers on the fastest stock racing machines available on the planet. That adds up to explosive action, and something says this race is going down to the wire. But at the start, it's the Rabbit Poland leaping to the first turn ahead of local Ron Eworth, with California Scott Gray a bike length back. Is Poland going to pull a repeat performance of the 750 race? Doug Poland has developed the ability to go incredibly fast on the first lap, even before his tires are up to proper operating temperature. But this time, the Texan has company as the 1100s weave through the S's. Number 9, Ron Eworth, looks like he's going to make things tough for the 750 class winner. And waiting behind Eworth is Scott Gray.
And on the back straight. Go the first 3. The first 3 riders.
The 1100 stream around for the first lap and rip down the back straightaway at over 150 miles an hour, outpacing our camera helicopter with a top speed of only 135. Suddenly, Ron Eworth has the lead ahead of Poland and Gray. Shivington is attempting to catch the leading trio, and it looks as if Poland may have his hands full this race. Eworth leads the charge, and the fans settle back to watch what Shivington described later as the closest racing he's ever participated in, the GSX R Championship Cup Final. You couldn't slip a playing card in between the leading 3, and Shivington is doing his best to make it the leading 4. A rider slides down the track after he pushes his tire's adhesion limits too far. He's up and okay. But crashing doesn't seem to concern the leaders, though, as they test one another at various points on the track, searching for any weakness or opening. Eworth seems to be holding his own against the Texas Ace. Occasionally takes advantage of Poland's wide corner entrances and dives below him to come out ahead.
Road Atlanta has some straightaways, and it's a rider's track up at Loudon, whereas here you really have to rely on your straightaway speed, and your bike has to be fast.
Poland Suzuki seems to be experiencing some handling problems. He gets into a big slide coming out from under the bridge. It doesn't look like he's backing off much, though. Shivington appears bent upon making up for his slow start, and he's past Gray for third, seems to be creeping ever closer to the leading duo. The scratching and clawing continues between Poland and Eworth, each a highly skilled rider piloting his GSX R 1100 at the fine edge of control. The leaders continue their 160-mile-an-hour freight train, unaffected by anything around them. Suddenly, Shivington finds a few tenths of seconds and pulls up to join the leading pair about 4 laps from the end. Undoubtedly, Shivington relied on drafting to catch Poland and Eworth. The leading bike cuts a big hole through the air, and following bikes can take advantage of the decreased wind blast to accelerate past at the end of the straightaway. Watch closely and you'll see some state-of-the-art drafting for the leaders. As the race winds down, the action winds up, and further indications of Poland's handling problems appear as he runs wide and Eworth dives underneath him for the lead, bringing the fans to their feet. Eworth, riding the race of his life in front of his hometown crowd, leads Poland and Shivington up through the S's and onto the back straightaway. But Poland is wobbling bad. He's in trouble, and he can't figure out what's wrong.
It's a very long straightaway. It also has some downhill sections, so a lot of top-end speed for approximately 10 seconds. So There's a lot of area back there in order to draft past them.
As the big Suzuki's throttles are pinned open and the bikes hurtle down the track, even the helicopter struggles to keep up with them as their speed approaches 160 miles an hour. Shivington is definitely in the midst of it now, sticking his orange and black leathers into the faces of Eworth and Poland. The riders are right at the limit of tire adhesion and engine performance. Any slip or bobble will take the leader all the way back to third place. Eworth seems to be dominating on the next to last lap, but Poland and Shivington reel him in on the long back straightaway and hook onto his draft. The second pair of bikes stay immediately behind the leader, using the draft to their advantage and hoping to accelerate by at the end of the straightaway. Unbelievable racing action. Again, Eworth leads under the bridge, but Shivington has grabbed second away from Poland and is right on Eworth's back tire. Race strategy is becoming all important. The white flag has come out, and Eworth leads the flying trio. Their knees skimming the track surface as the bikes slide to the very edge of the pavement. The racers doing everything in their power to nab first place. Eworth continues to lead Shivington and Poland, and it appears he may have enough of a lead to pull out the win. But both Shivington and Poland are counting on drafting Eworth down the long back straightaway. That's where the race will be decided. The crowd standing and cheering the trio as they fly down the back straightaway. And yes, Shivington makes his move around Eworth on the outside for the lead and hits the three-bike bullet down the short chute to the bridge. Coming under the bridge, Shivington gets zapped with a late-breaking Eworth on the inside, but Eworth is carrying too much speed and goes wide across the paint stripe, allowing the veteran Shivington to squirt into the lead. Poland clinches 1100 inside Eworth and steals the fast line in second place by a bike length. What an incredible finish to the GSX R series. If the 750 race was a barn burner, the whole farm's come down on this one. Shivington punches his fist into the air in victory. As we watch the finish again in slow motion, a blanket can cover these three as they perform what has been called high-speed ballet. When it's done this well, that description is right on the money. Watch again as Eworth opens the door for Poland. Poland's been around long enough to recognize an opening, and he takes it with hardly a thank you and finishes a hard-fought second. From the helicopter, we see what happened on the back straightaway and how the draft may have gotten Eworth in trouble. Eworth came slingshotting out of the draft with too much speed to negotiate the corner on the best line. Shivington set himself perfectly to dive under the flying Eworth and hands second place to Poland on a silver platter. Eworth congratulates Poland, and Shivington punctuates his sterling performance with a victory wheelie for the delirious fans. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.